चलिए शुरू करते हैं। pesky means annoying. The next word is purloin means to steal something or use it without permission. The next is impunity, means exemption from punishment or loss. The next is impudent, means rude, not showing respect for other people. The next, or impertinent. The next is inexorable, means that cannot be stopped or changed, or relentless. The next is imperturbable, means not easily upset or worried by a difficult situation. The next is hypochondria. Hypochondria means a state in which somebody worries all the time about his health and believes that he is ill, sick, when there is nothing wrong with him. The next is malaise. Malaise means a general feeling of being ill, sick, unhappy, or not satisfied without sign of any particular problem or unease. The next is disaffected, means no longer satisfied with your situation, organization, belief, and therefore no loyal to it. The next is malinger. Malinger means to pretend to be sick, ill in order to avoid work. The next is idolatry. Idolatry means the practice of worshipping statues as gods. The next is atheism. Atheism means the belief that God does not exist. The next is theism. Theism means belief in the existence of God. The next is iconoclasm. Iconoclasm means the act of criticizing popular belief or established custom or ideas. The next is toxic. Toxic means containing poisonous, trivial, not important, serious, not worth considering. The next is torpid. Torpid means not active, with no energy, enthusiasm, or lethargic. The next is tragic. Tragic means making you feel very sad because somebody has died, suffered a lot. The next is panacea, means something that will solve all the problems of a particular situation. The next is amnesia. Amnesia means a medical condition in which somebody partly or completely loses his memory. The next is intelligentsia, means the people in a country, society, who are well educated and are interested in culture, politics, literature, etc. Parasol. Parasol means a large umbrella that is used on beaches, outside restaurants, to protect people from the hot sun. The next is misanthrope, means a person who hates and avoids other people. The next is misogynist, means a man who hates women. The next is philanthropist, means a rich person who helps the poor and those in need. The next is misogamist, means a person who hates marriage. The next is dipsomania means an intense, persistent desire to drink alcoholic beverages to excess alcoholism. The next is megalomania, means a mental illness condition in which one has an exaggerated belief in one's own importance, power. The next is kleptomania, means a mental illness in which one has a strong desire which one cannot control to steal things. The next is pyromania, means a mental illness that causes a strong desire to set fire to things. The next is renegade, means a person who leaves one political, religious, etc. group to join another that has very different views. The next is apostle. Apostle means a person who strongly believes in a policy or an idea and tries to make other people believe in it. The next is proselyte. Proselyte means a person who has been converted to another religious or political belief. Critic means a person who expresses disapproval of somebody, something, and talks about his bad qualities, especially publicly. The next is intermediary, means a person or organization that helps other people organization to make an agreement by a means of communication between them, or mediator. The next is neutral, means not supporting, helping side in a disagreement, competition, etc. Impartial means unbiased. Impartial, impartial or unbiased. Neutral means impartial और unbiased. ठीक है. The next word is judge. Judge means a person in a court who has the authority to decide how criminals should be punished or to make legal decisions, or a person who decides who has won a competition, a person who has the necessary knowledge, skills to give his opinion about the value or quality of somebody, something. The next is connoisseur. Connoisseur means an expert on matters involving the judgment of beauty, quality, or skill in art, food, or music. The next is narcissism, means the yourself too much, especially your appearance. The next is psychosis. Psychosis means a serious mental illness that affects the whole personality. The next is neurosis. Neurosis means a mental illness in which a person suffers strong feelings of fear and worry. The next is paranoia. Paranoia means a mental illness in which a person may wrongly believe that other people are trying to harm him, that he is very important. The next is recant, means to say often publicly that you no longer have the same belief or opinion that you had before. The next is repent. Repent means to feel so that you are sorry for something bad, wrong that you have done. Retrace. Retrace means to go back along exactly the same path or route that you have come along. The next is refuse. Refuse means to say that you will not do something that somebody has asked you to do. The next is hutch. Hutch means a house for keeping rabbits or other small animals. The next is lair. Lair means a place where a wild animal sleep, hides, or den. Den means the hidden home of some types of wild animals like bear, lion, etc. Cage means a house in which animals, birds are kept. The next is polyandry. Polyandry means the custom of having more than one husband at the same time. The next is polygamy, means the custom of having more than one wife at the same time. The next is polyphony. Polyphony means the combination of several different patterns as of musical notes sung together to form a single piece of music. The next is polygyny. Polygyny means having more than one wife at a time, or polygamy. The next is omnivorous. Omnivorous means eating all types of food, especially both plants and meat. The next is carnivorous. Carnivorous means animals that eat meat. The next is omnipotent. Omnipotent means having total power, able to do anything. The next is optimist. Optimist means a person who always expects good things to happen or things to be successful. The next is iconoclast, means a person who criticizes popular beliefs or established custom and ideas, or image breaker. The next is imagist. Imagist means a poet who uses common speech verses. The next is misanthropist, means someone who dislikes people in general. The next is masochist, means someone who obtains pleasure from receiving punishment, or sadist. The next is sacrilege. Sacrilege means an act of treating a holy thing or place without seek respect. The next is pollution. Pollution means the process of making air, water, soil, etc. dirty, harmful, annoying, level of noise or of artificial light at night. The next is pilferage, means the act of stealing small amounts of small articles. The next is pittance means a very small amount of money that somebody receives that is hardly enough to live on. The next is convent means a place where nuns live and work. The next is church means a place of worship of the Christians. The next is school means a place where children go to be educated. The next is abode means a place where somebody lives. The next is profile means a description of somebody, something that gives useful information. The next is biography means the story of a person's life written by somebody else. The next is introduction means the first section of a communication, the act of beginning something new, formally making a person known to another or to the public, a new proposal. The next is sketch means a simple picture that is drawn quickly and doesn't have many details. The next is pandemonium means a situation in which there is a lot of noise, activity and confusion because people are angry, frightened or chaos. The next is agitation means worry and anxiety that you show by behaving in a nervous way. The next is revolution means a great change in conditions, ways of working, beliefs, etc. that affects a large number of people. The next is steer means to try to cause trouble. The next is maiden speech means the first speech made by a person. The next is inaugural speech means an official speech marking the beginning of something important. The next is trial speech means the speech which tried, tested, practiced before being delivered. The next is marathon speech means a long speech that needs prolonged effort and attention. The next is bohemian means a person who is involved in the art, who lives in a very informal way without showing accepted rules of behavior. The next is artisan means a person who doesn't work making things with his hands. Craftsman. The next is partisan means a person who strongly supports a particular leader, group of idea follower. Next word is physician means a doctor who is a specialist in general medicine and not a surgery, general practitioner. The next is juxtapose means to put people, things together in order to show a contrast, a new relationship between them. The next is impose means to introduce a new rule, law, tax, etc. to force to have a deal that is difficult or unpleasant. The next is repose means to rest, sleep or feel calm. The next is expose means to make known to the public information that was previously known only to a few people or that was meant to kept a secret. The next is ornithologist means a person who studies birds. The next is dermatologist means a doctor who studies and treats skin diseases. The next is zoologist means a scientist who studies animals and their behavior. The next is astronaut. Means a person whose job involves traveling and working in a spacecraft. The next is mortuary means a room building in which dead bodies are kept before they are buried, cremated. The next is monastery, means a building in which monks live together. The next is sanatorium, means a place like a hospital where patients who have a lasting illness who are getting better after an illness are treated. The next is crematorium, means a building in which the dead bodies of people are burned. The next is hedonist. Hedonist means a person who believes that pleasure is the most important thing in life. The next is pessimist, who believes that a person who always expects bad things to happen. The next is misanthrope, means a person who hates and avoids other people. The next is Philistine, means a person who doesn't like understand art, literature, music, etc. तो समाप्त हो गया. तो प्लीज़ सब्सक्राइब द चैनल, लाइक एंड शेयर द वीडियो विद योर फैमिली एंड फ्रेंड्स. जय हिंद, जय भारत, वंदे मातरम.